Today in the crypto space, we've seen the market getting a fat bounce to the upside. Bitcoin up approximately 7% above the $65,000 mark. Ethereum still hovering around $3,000. However, the rest of the crypto space, the altcoins looking really good. A lot of them are bouncing to much higher levels. Arweave, Say, IMX, DOT, Solana, many more. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. However, guys, I want to focus on Bitcoin. Guys, Bitcoin right now is a leading indicator for this potential rally to the upside. And the question is, are we going to get a continuation? So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome on the channel. We talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the top 100. Let's scrape through the market here and see what's going on. We see the overall market cap did get a nice bounce again today. Really good. After you can see that when the price or when the market cap came down yesterday, in the last couple of days, we saw that the overall volume wasn't coming down with that much strength, which meant that ultimately, look, the pop to the upside, guys, a continuation up. Yes, we did get inflation data looking really good. Inflation is coming down apparently, you know, the CPI data and all that stuff. You know, whether you follow it or not, at the end of the day, it did come out healthy. So the markets are reacting. Nonetheless, it did already look like Bitcoin was already poised to get that bounce. You know, looking pretty good here. Bitcoin held that structure. Of course, we'll take a look at the price action in a second, but we've been following Bitcoin structure every single day. And it's good to see that it finally respected. It's showing that it's respecting the TA, which is very healthy. Now, what other data could we use? We're seeing that shorts right now are getting slaughtered, and we'll take a look at some data here today to kind of give us that confidence. But generally speaking, what's happening with the altcoin market? Let's see what's going on here with ETH getting a nice pop. Obviously, not outperforming Bitcoin. Okay, fine. BNB 3.5%, nice pop to the upside. Not outperforming Bitcoin. Solana is keeping up with Bitcoin. So nonetheless, we're seeing some of the altcoins do pretty good, especially the ones that are hot, like Solana, keeping up. That's pretty good. What else do we have? We have SHIB. Some of the meme coins have been tearing it up lately anyways. It doesn't matter. Meme coins have been doing great. The dog coins have been doing great. So that's fine. In comparison to Bitcoin, they've already been outperforming Bitcoin in the last little bit. Near Protocol outperforming Bitcoin up 11%. That's great. Near Protocol is looking really good. It's structured. That inverse head and shoulders, guys, is finally making a move here. We could potentially break out of that inverse head and shoulders, and Near Protocol is definitely going to start flying. Guys, join me tonight, 7:30 Eastern. We can talk about Near Protocol or any other projects that you're interested in. Feel free to join and make those requests. Let's continue going down. We have ICP looking good, 3.8% to the upside, but breaking structure. We need to break the previous high to get that bounce. We have FET up 11%, Uniswap making a nice move, 7.5%, and some of these other altcoins, you know, not doing much here. Pepe has been doing great, but it's coming down. Of course, maybe we're seeing some of these gains in meme coins slowly trickle into the traditional cryptos. We have Render doing good, 6.5%. However, still making a lower high at the current moment. Do we break out and make a higher high? Maybe. HBAR still within range, making a double top, triple top, still within range. Okay, fine, not really breaking range, but IMX bouncing 17.3% to the upside, guys. What a good move, beautiful move. And mind you, it's a $3.5 billion market cap. So it's not a micro cap here, guys. We're not talking about micro cap gains. We're talking about large cap altcoins here on the top 100 all of a sudden. And we have Filecoin 7%. So you can see a lot of these altcoins, especially the strong projects, are definitely outperforming Bitcoin. So this is one thing that you have to understand with the Bitcoin dominance is the Bitcoin dominance also includes stable coins, right? It's all altcoins versus Bitcoin. And that's one thing that a lot of the Bitcoin maxis, when they use the Bitcoin dominance, is a little bit unfair because really we're coupling up all kinds of altcoins, even ones that are dead in the water, and coupling them up with showing them their strength against Bitcoin. But let's look at Arweave, for example, right? Even, IMX, for example, and the ones above that we've been looking at, even Render's been doing great, on this pop, right? Look at Arweave, 17% to the upside, guys. What a beast. It's going for a higher high and potentially a breakout. Good stuff. I'm happy that I found my bag after a couple months of misplacement. Caspa, we wanted to wake up. It's still doing good, 6.5%. How's Bitcoin doing? I'm just going to remind myself here. It is up 6.8%. Caspa's keeping up, which is good. That's, we know Caspa's a bullish project. Great community, strong fundamentals, needs a bit of work, but still pretty good. BitTensor, 12.5%, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Strong projects will outperform Bitcoin. And this is what a lot of the people don't understand with the altcoin market. Yes, there's risk, but this is why you have to do that fundamental research. You got to find those projects that have good fundamentals because they'll bounce really hard, right? That's why I do those deep dives, so we can isolate and find those projects nice and early so we can build a bit of confidence in the fundamentals. And of course, trading the fundamentals is good, but trading the price action on a project that has great fundamentals is even better because you have support on two fronts, price action and fundamentals. What else do we have here? We keep on going down. VeChain, okay, kind of keeping up with Bitcoin's up 5%. I want VeChain to wake up and finally tear it up. Sui, 10%, guys. I've been scaling into Sui in the last little while. I'm really happy to see that Sui is doing really good today. Of course, it didn't change any major character in the structure. If it does come down a little bit more, I might scale in a bit further, but 10.2% to the upside is epic. Injective doing great. Thorchain, Rune, another one that is doing great, outperforming. Floki outperforming, and the list goes on, guys. Yes, I know that there are some that are not outperforming Bitcoin, but really, if you look at the top 10, what is it? Big Get Token, that's an altcoin. Core, okay, fine. Is it super? Algorand, we expect that. What about Quant, we expect that. You get what I mean? So look at the bullish projects. Look at Ondo, for example. A lot of the great real-world asset narrative project, up 14% today. So what's important is that we not only identify narratives, but we scale into those hot narratives when we are in a retracement and understand that the Bitcoin dominance is going to show us dominance in comparison to the entire altcoin market versus Bitcoin, not specifically the bullish projects. As you can see, the bullish projects are doing great today, very, very well. So ultimately, a lot of these projects are breaking out for higher highs, no doubt, breaking a bit of structure. Some of them have yet to do that. I think it's still a little bit early to really be, celebrating here because the structure on Bitcoin is just beginning, or it's going to get a dip, or it's going to get a rejection and come back down to lower levels. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, guys. I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's begin what's going on here with Bitcoin. Look at this saber. Look at this lightsaber. Nice green lightsaber to the upside. Really, really healthy. I like to see this close this daily candle this way because, of course, a bullish engulfing candle is really, really bullish, and especially as it starts breaking these local highs and potentially trying to change the character of the structure by breaking this previous high, guys, things are going to start looking good here for Bitcoin. So let's look at this in a little bit more detail, and we'll talk about the short positions out there in the market. As you can see that at the current moment, Bitcoin is doing its thing, holding the horizontal support, as we do see shorts on Bitfinex pretty much come down, which shows us that the market is not interested in shorting. Shorts are getting wrecked. Shorts are coming down pretty hard. And this is where we can potentially see the longs starting to take control in the next little while and potentially see some over leverage exposure to the market in long positions. So as of now, the validation is shorts are not in interest. As you can see, in fact, we're breaking structure to the downside, and we could potentially see a long move, a move to the upside where we see longs take full control. Now I want to see this big picture here for a second. As you can see, if we look at the weekly, in the last little while, we've been seeing shorts basically come in hot, and we want to show a little bit of support down here so we can get a bit of a bounce, maybe eventually see the shorts come back in. But in the meantime, shorts are getting wrecked, right? So we got to take full advantage that shorts are not in major demand at this current moment, and people are going long. So let's see what happens when shorts move up and see the market get back into those positions. And if that were to be the case, we get a pop to the upside, obviously this is the weekly, you can expect that maybe we do get a bit of a jitter here on the Bitcoin price. In the meantime, guys, there's no real reason to get bearish. At the current moment, the structure on the price action, there's no real reason. Shorts are coming down. Shorts are not interesting. Shorts are getting wrecked. Short squeezes are here. We're seeing the pop to the upside. Let's be bullish. Why? Because we're above the horizontal support. We can see that we're at about 61,000. That is where the level was to take risk, and I identified that really early, guys. I couldn't have identified it any earlier for you guys. We did come down for a sweep of the lows. Convictions were still held in my behalf, and because of the shoulder, but this is where I was getting really interested. Why? Because we got the confirmation low, the higher low, the right shoulder, whatever you want to call it. We got the confirmation that we were going to respect the structure. Respecting the TA is exactly what I wanted to see. And as of now, we're still doing that. We're pushing to about 66K right now for Bitcoin. We're trying to push those higher levels. And if you haven't been scaling in the last little while, guys, unfortunately, your positions right now are in a bit of danger if you're going to start getting in. So you got to be careful here, because when you should be buying in is when you see the price retrace and you start finding horizontal supports. And that's why I've been DCing in the last little while and encouraging individuals getting bullish on projects that are great risk to reward ratios at horizontal supports. Okay, so that's very important. Right now we're looking at Bitcoin potentially getting to the top of the structure, which means maybe a 70K 71K level. That's where we could see a bit of a sell-off, see people taking profit from this zone, because this was a great longing opportunity. We could get a bit of a rejection here at 67, maybe a bit of a retracement and then continuation up. That's all fair game. I don't expect a green candle all the way up to 72. That's not what I expect. Okay, so let's put it that way. We're going to have some peaks and valleys, some ebb and flows along the way where we can get in and still scale in, especially on the altcoins, and especially some of those projects that have yet to leave the station. Some of them are already leaving the station, and unfortunately, maybe those entries are gone. But at the current moment, there's some that are still waiting for, you know, a bit of hype and maybe a bit of a distribution for short-term profit taking, and then we'll see the rotation into some of those other altcoins, those other narratives, or those other lower market cap projects that are waiting to get some of their capital flow into them, right? So that's that. We've seen that the trend indicator right here has been working absolutely amazing. I'm glad that this indicator is giving us exactly what we need, guys. If you're interested in this indicator, join the Discord. I have a channel that's dedicated to this indicator if you want more information. But the bullish divergence and the green dot giving me confidence in this level, with the EMAs pointing up in the green histogram bars, everything looking really good, and all of a sudden we're getting the momentum shift to the upside. So all I'm really waiting for as far as trend momentum is a bit of confluence on the indicator. Obviously, to get super bullish, I want some green dots down here, and I would love to see an expansion building similar to this expansion. I want to see it building into this level, and then guys, we're going to see a Bitcoin fly, and that's when I'm going to be getting with bigger positions with a lot more confidence. So remember, all indicators, no matter which one it is, whether it's synergy signal, this one right here that you see, it is a lagging indicator. Okay, all indicators are lagging. They're slightly behind the price action, and of course the price action today was very strong. So really, the indicators out there are not giving you full picture of what's really happening in the background here with the price. So give it some time. Give all your indicators, whether you're using a MACD or an RSI or whatever you're using, just make sure that you give it a bit of a moment for it to register what's happening in the immediate short term. All right, guys, so this is looking pretty good. Now, what's happening on the lower time frames for Bitcoin is also important, but just keep in mind that the horizontal, as long as we stay above 61,000, the long thesis is still in play. If we break below, I understand. You got to do what you got to do. You cut yourself off, do what you got to do. But at the current moment, it would be safe to say that if you put your trades or any positions at break even, so just in case it does roll over and stop you out, so what? You're not in a losing trade. At least you're in a break even type of scenario. Now, if your positions are in some deep profit, guys, take 10% off the top. Scrape off the top. Not a big deal. Take a bit of profit off the top. I'm not saying exit your positions, because this could be a great position to see if Bitcoin start running for another higher high, maybe hitting that bullish price target of about $80,000. We'll get there, guys. Well, don't worry. Once we break the structure, we'll start coming up with those targets. But as of now, the short-term target is at about 72, 71. So in the meantime, understand that any little profit-taking zones are great, especially if you're overexposed with a little bit too much leverage. You want to de-risk, especially as we start hitting some good levels. And you can see the Bitcoin price is trying to pop to about $66,000 at the current moment, which is super bullish. I'm wondering how we're going to close this daily candle, but in the meantime, we did notice that we closed a 4-hour candle that was super bullish. I made you guys aware of that on the Discord, that was a very bullish thing to see in the short term. A 4-hour candle closing this way and putting pressure on the previous local high is super good, breaking this nice trend to the upside and breaking local structure, which is this high, was absolutely epic. Now we got to break above this one. Now you can see that in the lower time frames on the 4-hour, we are getting a bit of an expansion already, and you can see the expansion indicator right here is slowly growing. As you can see, slowly growing, slowly giving us some green expansion. And when we get to the extreme of the green expansion, we should start getting defensive. We see the momentum already overbought. And remember what I always say, as long as you can trade the orange line oversold and the purple line in the trend to the upside, guys, you should be longing every oversold condition in the volatility, which is the orange line. The orange line gets oversold, you could long. Getting oversold, you can long. Eventually, you're going to get a nice impulsive move, and this is what we've been gearing up for. On the 4-hour, you can see this was a very good entry. I don't like using any indicators lower than the on lower time frames than the 4-hour. They start to get very choppy and very unpredictable, and that's not what, and they're not as useful on the lower time frame. So for me, I stop on the 4-hour, and I can see that right now we're getting both volatility and momentum in overbought conditions, which means that we should start now getting defensive on your gains on the 4-hour time frame, not the daily, because the daily could still keep on going. But if you're trading the 4-hour for a short-term, run for a bit of profit taking, just understand that we're getting to a zone where we might want to pay attention to a bearish divergence. We might want to see a bearish divergence, maybe a couple of EMA crosses. Maybe we see a divergence also in the trend oscillator, which is what we're not even getting that right now. As you can see, EMAs are facing out green histogram bars to the upside, and the bearish impulse to the downside is weakening off to the point that we could be getting a pale blue crossover here on the expansion, on the trend expansion to the downside. So the trend right now looks like it might want to get that pivot to the upside and eventually stay in the bullish control zone here on the 4-hour. So a continuation to the upside is very possible here. Very possible. So I'm liking what the 4-hour is showing us. I'm liking what the daily is showing us, and the daily, again, this inverse head and shoulder is playing out very nicely, guys. So expect a continuation until proven otherwise. Your thesis should be very clear. Your stop loss and your play-by-play should be very clear, so you can protect your gains, number one, and protect your initial investment, guys. Put yourself at break even, and that way you can call yourself a profitable trader. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor, slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free, guys. I'll see you tonight at 7:30 Eastern. Take care, have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.